In the 2024 playoffs, Luka Doncic led the league in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and 3 points made. That's 5 out of the 6 major statistical categories. And it wasn't just stats, it was also magical plays like this.
Nothing shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim, it's still loose, Luka got it back!
But by 2025, the league didn't have any alpha dominating the league. Every category was led by a different player. So it's clear that the NBA is changing. But what does that change mean for dominant players like Luka? And where does his 2024 stack up against the peak of legends like Jordan or LeBron? Although many would hesitate to compare him with such names, but at 25 and with all he's achieved, is it too early to say that Doncic is the best player of his generation? First off, the 2018 NBA draft class is one of the best we've ever seen. I mean, just look at this.
Oh, yes, sir. You got some camera skills.
But among all these players and even other superstars, none has had a season as dominant as Luka's 2024. During the 2023-24 NBA season, Doncic averaged 33.9 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists across 70 games, leading the league in total points with 2,370. His combination of volume scoring, rebounding, and elite playmaking made him the first player since the NBA-ABA merger to lead all qualified players in combined points, rebounds, and assists per game. Throughout the year, Luka compiled a series of performances that pushed his name deeper into the history books. On January 26th, he scored 73 points against the Atlanta Hawks, shooting 25 of 33 from the field, along with 10 rebounds and 7 assists, and without a single turnover. That scoring output tied for the 4th most points in a single game in NBA history. Less than a month earlier, on Christmas Day, he tallied 50 points, 15 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals against the Phoenix Suns, surpassing 10,000 career points in just 358 games, the fastest to reach that milestone since Michael Jordan. But the playoffs were even worse. Over 22 games, Doncic compiled 635 points, 209 rebounds, 178 assists, 41 steals, and 68 made three-pointers. He became the first player in NBA history to lead the entire postseason in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and 3 points made. Now that's a level of across-the-board dominance only LeBron James has approached. His Game 2 performance in the Western Conference Finals against Minnesota, where he nailed the game-winning 3 over Rudy Gobert, was part of a 32-point, 11-rebound, 11-assist night that earned him his 10th career playoff triple-double. By age 21, he already ranked behind only Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Ben Simmons in career triple-doubles at that age. And by season's end, he joined company with Larry Bird, George Gervin, and Tim Duncan as the only players to earn 5 All-NBA first-team selections in their first 6 seasons. Yet despite these achievements, Luka did not win MVP. The award went to Joel Embiid in what many fans call one of the biggest robberies of the game. Nonetheless, Luka's 2024 season wasn't just statistically impressive, it set the new standard for what an all-around offensive engine can look like in the modern NBA. But then again, the modern NBA has changed so much that we want to look at what this shift would mean for all dominant players. The 2024-25 NBA season marked a clear shift from the stat-driven dominance of Luka Doncic's 2024 campaign. Instead of one player rising above the rest, the league moved toward a more balanced distribution of impact across teams and stars. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander emerged as the league MVP, averaging 32.7 points per game and ultimately winning the title. But even with that, he didn't control the narrative the way Doncic had the year before. Across the league, other stars have had their moments. Tyrese Halliburton led all players in playoff assists with 197, including a 32-point, 15-assist, 12-rebound performance in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks. That performance propelled Indiana to its first NBA Finals since 2000. Then, Karl Anthony Towns dominated the glass, pulling down a postseason best 209 rebounds. Aaron Nesmith led with 3 points made by drilling threes night after night. Then lastly, Alex Caruso was the leader of steals with 42 over 21 games. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic, after getting traded to LA, played in only 50 games and managed to average 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 7.7 assists. His best showing came on April 9, 2025, in a highly anticipated matchup against his former team, the Dallas Mavericks. Luka scored 45 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and handed out 6 assists, adding 4 steals in a 134-127 win. The performance was seen as a direct response to reports from Dallas questioning his conditioning, which he's still working on, by the way. Despite these standout individual performances, no player owned the season the way Doncic had in 2024. The Oklahoma City Thunder won the championship, defeating the Pacers in 7 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander delivered 35 points in Game 7 to clinch the title, while Chet Holmgren's timely shot blocking and Jalen Williams' scoring played crucial roles throughout the series. This more distributed style of play stood in stark contrast to the individual brilliance that defined Luka's previous season. It was a reminder that the league often moves in cycles, alternating between eras of superstar dominance and years defined by depth and team execution. And that contrast raises an important question. How does Doncic's singular 2024 season compare not just to his current peers, but to some of the greatest individual seasons in NBA history? When placed alongside his peers, Luka Doncic's 2024 season stands apart, not just for its statistical weight, but for how comprehensively he impacted the game. Starting with Jayson Tatum. He had his best playoff stretch in the 2024-25 season, averaging 28.1 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in 8 games. A year earlier, he helped lead the Celtics to a title, including a 30-point, 12-rebound performance to close out the finals against Dallas. While Tatum's consistency and versatility have been impressive, his numbers haven't been dominant, and that's why no one really sees him as the face of the league. Next is Anthony Edwards, who's shown flashes of superstardom, especially in the 2022-2023 season, where he averaged 31.6 points per game over a 5-game playoff run. In 2023-2024, he posted 27.6 points, 7 rebounds, and 6.5 assists across 16 games, including a 44-point night against Denver. His scoring potential is real, but his all-around output isn't there yet. Then we have SGA, whose 2025 playoff season featured 29.9 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. And then his 35-point, 12-assist performance in Game 7 of the Finals earned him the Finals MVP, capping off a run that solidified his place among the league's elite. But even Shai's production leaned heavily on free throws. He averaged 6.8 attempts per game, converting 5.9, which added nearly 8 points per night from the line. Luka, by contrast, averaged 27 points per game from field goals alone in 2024, the highest mark since the NBA-ABA merger. That scoring efficiency, without relying on foul calls, gave him a unique edge. This is why what Luka did in 2024 should not be taken for granted, as Coach Kidd said.
You know, Luka's triple-doubles, I've always said this, we can't take that young man for granted. You're seeing something as rare as a Picasso. When he comes every night, he does something.
But what if we compared it to the legendary seasons of legends? starting with Michael Jordan, whose playoff numbers in 1989 were 34.8 points, 7 rebounds, and 7.6 assists over 17 games. But Luka's assist and rebounding numbers, along with his overall efficiency, edge out Jordan's totals. LeBron James in 2012 averaged 30.3 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. While LeBron was the league's best player that year, Luka's output across assists and 3 points made offered a more comprehensive stat line. Steph Curry's 2015-2016 MVP season saw 25.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.2 assists per game. Now, there's no doubt that Curry that season changed how the game was played, but he didn't match Luka's impact as a rebounder or distributor. So what does all this mean? It means at just 25, Doncic's 2024 season places him in a conversation with not only the best of his generation, but some of the most complete individual seasons in NBA history.
Minutes remaining in this game. Luka gets through the defenders, powers up, score it! 72 for number 77.
The only question now is, seeing how balanced the league was in 2025, what does 2026 hold for dominant players like Luka?
And let me just say this. He's more Kobe Bryant than LeBron James. You hear what I'm saying to you?
The 2024-2025 season mirrored moments in NBA history when the league moved away from star dominance and leaned into balance and depth. It happened in 2005 when the San Antonio Spurs defeated the Detroit Pistons in a low-scoring, grinded-out finals where no single player overwhelmed the series. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker shared the load, and the Spurs' defense led the way. It happened again in 2015 when the Golden State Warriors beat the Cavs behind Steph Curry's 26-point average and Andre Iguodala's defensive presence. This marked the rise of a new style that relied on spacing, movement, and collective execution. In 2025, the Oklahoma City Thunder followed that pattern. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led with poise, Chet Holmgren protected the rim, and Jalen Williams delivered timely scoring. Their Game 7 win over the Pacers showed how multiple contributors could carry a team to a title. But history also shows that balanced years rarely last. In 2006, Dwayne Wade took over the finals with a 43-point Game 3, flipping the series after Miami fell behind 0-2. In 2016, LeBron James led one of the greatest comebacks ever, scoring 41 points in back-to-back games to bring Cleveland back from a 3-1 deficit against a record-setting Warriors team. This means that superstar-driven seasons always return, and usually with force. So, what does that mean for 2026 Luka? Well, if the trend continues and the NBA tilts back towards star-powered success, Luka Doncic is perfectly positioned to lead the charge.
Play,
Right.
and I think sometimes what's not talked about is his size. He's big, and I've been around LeBron, and he has that LeBronish type height, thickness, in the sense of being a big boy.
People tend to forget that Luka Doncic has won everything basketball has to offer in Europe, and he's still just 26. That means he still has all the time in the world to win a ring, especially now that he's joined the Lakers. But can he still deliver in a league that's moving away from iso ball? His scoring and passing, with the way he blends both with control, pace, and vision, says yes. His game is built for the modern NBA. History has already shown that seasons like the one we just had are temporary. So, if an alpha is likely to dominate and win the league, who better to do it than Luka Doncic? Let us know your thoughts on all this in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, then watch Michael Jordan Was Totally Right About This Era of the NBA next.